to the channel. I am your host, Mortanius, and we are back with some more Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. Sorry about the lack of content in the last couple, folks. I had to help some folks install some amenities around and about. Kinda took me out. But we have returned. When we last left off, we had actually managed to solve a few of our more frustrating problems while still having a few excessive ones sticking around, like a need for Paragon Renegade scale, not simply the level we've obtained. But I decided to go ahead and do the thing I didn't really want to do, which was to make our way toward Noveria. So if you folks like what you see and want to see more of me as we begin this journey down to the deep frozen, what would you call it, the deep frozen sea? Hell frozen over, same difference, doesn't really matter. Give me a like, a follow, subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment, check out some of the other playlists, share around some of the other playlists. Follow the links from my Twitch to get to my YouTube. Follow the links from my YouTube to get to my Twitch. And wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And get comfortable. Let's get into this. Time of recording is 12:09 a.m. Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. And of course, we've got our Noveria details up here for you folks. Capital of Port Hanshan, 361,400. Alright, let's get it.
Approach control, this is the SSV Normandy, requesting a vector into berth.
Normandy, your arrival was not scheduled. Our defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
Oh, Azrael. Welcome back to the game, welcome back to the chat. Thanks for stopping by. You said it's made by a different company. Yeah, I had found that it wasn't, but being that I'm not really up on that style of gameplay, I figured why not start with some of the earliest, get my feet wet kind of thing. Will make the most sense. Other than just keeping up with the story of things. I do like to keep track of my universes. But God, they're starting to get massive now. Like I'm starting to see, like here lately, I guess for everybody else there's been some interest in Warhammer craze. But here lately I've been starting to get into it, and it has been pretty wicked. Yes. Divinity. You mean Original Sin? I think it's what it is.
Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Okay. Yep, that's definitely one that's been in my mind as well. So I can definitely add that to the list. Looks like a mix of Pepto-Bismol and ice cream. I never feel right wearing this color.
That's far enough.
Q.
We're not here to cause problems.
This is an unscheduled arrival. I need your credentials.
Interesting. You mean my ideal game, or are you actually talking about an idle game? Ideal game? I've always gotten more into RPGs than anything. Action RPGs, shooters as well. I don't know, like a healthy mix. Some sort of ancient kind of story, or sci-fi, but I've always leaned more towards sci-fi than anything. First person, third person, don't really matter. But I want the game to actually be strategic. Things matter that you do. Water is wet, fire burns if you stand in it. If you set certain areas ablaze, you might be able to use that fire, so on and so forth. Let me see. You know what? I'll keep it peaceful.
I'm a Spectre. My name is Shepard.
Load of horse crap, man.
We will need to confirm that. Also, I must advise you that firearms are not permitted on Noveria. Sergeant Sterling, secure their weapons.
This scene was always funny to me. Never made any sense.
Stand down. Their house, their rules.
Simple as.
Crying at me when they slice your gut open.
Simple
Captain
as.
Matsuo, stand down. We confirmed their identity. Spectres are authorized to carry weapons here, Captain.
You may proceed, Spectre. I hope the rest of your visit
Simple
will be less
as.
confrontational. Parasini-san will meet you upstairs.
Behave yourself.
See, on the one hand, we being the Spectre, us being the Spectre, we might not actually know we have jurisdiction to carry weapons here. Especially since they don't really listen to the council, but they allow Spectres here as sort of a tolerance kind of thing.
Get out of here.
So why not, you know, make it a point to not have to shoot up the local guards just because we don't want them taking our stuff. But again, Rex brings up a good point.
Weapons detectors, don't mind the alarms.
Were you waiting back there
I am Gianna Parasini,
for this
assistant to Administrator
opportunity?
Ananias. We apologize for the incident in the docking bay.
Yeah, thanks for the help on that. Yeah, well, my ideal game would have to be lengthy, not something you could just sit down and finish. But at the same time, it would be something that you wouldn't have to worry about leaving, kind of thing. Day-night cycles, health, rest, wounds, starvation. All of this is, you know, if you actually want to get into like the more complicated, like survival mode of it all, kind of thing.
I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. You understand our security chief was only doing her job. One of my duties is orientation of new arrivals. Do you have any questions?
You know, remember, and there's one thing I always did like, and I haven't seen it in the game since. Fallout New Vegas had this system where whenever you would do anything, it would have effect. So what I mean is if you drank water bottles, right? Eventually you would get to the point where water bottles were permanently more effective as a natural thing because you unlocked a perk based on it. I think it was called Camel Ola Mojave or something like that. There were ones for stim packs and meds and wounds and all of that. Yep, it will. AI and VR definitely will. Yeah, we're screwed. There's going to be quite a few people who enjoy themselves a nice goodbye in VR without even realizing it, just because they they rely too much on the systems around them, smart houses, deliveries, all that. It's not really gonna matter anymore. Now, mind you, that part's gonna take a while to kick in. But for a while, people will have fun. Doctors will use VR, 3D, AI to see inside organs, create new pathogens and new medicines. And then some greedy dumbass will come along and create the virus from the division. Yay! But until that happens, I have no doubt we'll get quite a bit of benefit.
Pretty heavy security for such a small port.
The executive board does everything in its power to protect the privacy of our client corporations.
I mean, we're already at the point where people are getting haptic feedback more and more as like a part of their phones and whatnot. If memory serves, the Google Glass system, the more recent one that they're coming out with, is supposed to have a haptic feedback kind of system. So, I mean, give it enough time, we'll actually feel what we do to an extent. You said you think games like that should be made. I don't know if you were done right there or if there was more to your statement. I'm not gonna let her know what I might have to do. I just might have to do it, and if that's the case, I don't need anybody on guard here.
I'm not here to dig out any corporate secrets.
That's gratifying to hear.
Has anyone unusual passed through here recently?
Unusual? And a sorry matriarch passed through a few days ago. Lady Benezia.
Benezia. She is here?
Interesting. Once again, no details. Nobody is to be aware of why I'm here.
Where is she now?
Benezia left for the Peak 15 research complex days ago. To the best of my knowledge, she's still there.
Oh well, there's no way to avoid it with any of these ones.
That's where I need to be then.
You'll need to ask Administrator Analeas for clearance to leave this port.
And that is who?
Where can I find the administrator?
His office is on the main level, left at the top of the elevator.
Understood. Can we go in now?
Of course. If you need any help, you can ask me at the administrator's office.
She is here. I can't believe it. I imagine you want to talk to me, Shepard. About my mother.
Okay. Time to be nice and convey a level of trust that hasn't been seen in the slightest bit since we've known her all of 1.25 episode, maybe?
No, I don't. I trust you, Liara. You may not be military, but you're part of my crew.
Thank you, Shepard. That means a great deal to me.
Alright. You know, I find it interesting. What is she like? Does she just wait here normally? And the reason why I say it is because, like, okay.
The galaxy's most respected site for independent scientific research and development. For your own safety and to protect the privacy of others, you are required to obey any directions given by our security personnel. If you have questions or concerns, our friendly administrative staff is always available. Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
Do you think they know I'm here? Now, her office is down there. Right behind those two guards. Visually, it doesn't look like she'd have to travel very far. Still makes you wonder, though. Yep. Well said about that game idea. And that ties more into the whole system of like the things that you unlock versus the things you don't, like that water drinking perk I spoke about. Like there's also another one in Fallout. I want to say it's like you end up with broken limbs, so somehow your limbs are more resistant.
This one offers greetings. You are the Spectre that visits Port Hanshan.
News seems to travel fast.
News travels fast here. Indeed, esteemed Spectre. Your arrival was not greeted with any joy by the companies here. This one has a burden that you could ease. If an arrangement could be made, it would compensate you. This one has procured a special item for a customer. The item is not permitted within the station, but you could bring it through customs.
So you don't even know me, but you're already asking me to do dirt for you, huh? Let's see where this goes.
You want me to use my status to smuggle for you? That is not inaccurate.
See, and that's actually not a bad idea too. I mean, again, rarely trust like excess AI, but that's not a bad idea as well. Let it do something like that, and then you start getting into the concepts of like the 40K lore, which is you listen to most people and they'll tell you like 40K lore is extremely ambiguous, and that's because it's literal lore based over not just the course of 40,000 years, but I want to say something like maybe 60,000, maybe a little longer. Everything is confusing to everybody, from the people in the stories to the people reading the stories. And I can very easily get behind that. On top of that, it then becomes, well, the game developers don't entirely know the story, so they can at least enjoy a little more of their own product. But then it also becomes, well, who's getting paid? Do we pay the AI? Do we not pay the AI?
I won't carry anything if I don't know what it is. This one must be discreet. Rest assured, the contents pose no threat to anyone within this port.
What kind of wording is that? So I could be killing somebody somewhere else? God.
I want to know where this package is going.
This one's customer prefers to remain anonymous.
No doubt. But here's the thing.
I'd be stupid to do this without knowing I'm not equipping my own enemies.
Your words are not unreasonable. The customer is the Krogan called Inamorda. That one is a bounty hunter of some repute, and quick to anger. You understand this one's urgency. That other grows restless from the delay.
Interesting. So you work for a Krogan. Well, that potentially eliminates most things, like bioweapons or something Krogan like to get in your face. So it might be a new shotgun or a mod. Coordinates to a target. Cross-platform mod support. That's cool. I love when games start doing stuff like that. Especially when they make it to where you could even start like playing cross-platform. As far as I'm concerned, that's the wave of the future. Nothing wrong with exclusives for a little while, you know, a few months, a year at the max, you know, depending on what it is, but nah. As far as I'm concerned, every system needs to get every game if it can handle it. If it can handle it. If it can't, that's a different argument, you know. Like, we need many more 4X games on consoles. Games like Stellaris, I love those, but we need many more, more like that. Surviving Mars, Aven Colony, quite a few others. You know what? I'll go ahead and do it.
I have no problem with that.
This one humbly thanks the Spectre. The package will be delivered to your vessel. All you need do is bring it to this one. Please do not mention this to Administrator Analaeus. That one would levy fees. Is there anything else this one might help you with?
It's always good when you find a good game company and they're actually legit. I mean, they're people. They're gonna make their mistakes, but they're actually legit. And they put time into, excuse me, put time into that product, into that customers. They create stories. When you really think about it, think about when you were born, and think about some of the stories that existed. How hard some of them are to remember now. How some no longer exist. There are stories I grew up on I can't find anymore. You know what I'm saying? Or that are extremely fine, surrounded by a bunch of nonsense. Universes like 40K, or even like Mass Effect, have the potential to carry on potentially for decades. And if you do it right, this could be a set of stories that moves into the next century. People wondering who this individual Shepherd and Liara and this jellyfish that seems to be floating were. They used to exist? Like what? There was a game where there were talking jellyfish.
Could I buy something now? Is there anything in particular the Spectre is looking for?
That's also one of the advantages and disadvantages. Because that company isn't excessively big, that it's much easier to pay attention to each individual and each individual project. But it's also harder for hubris and stupidity to work its way in. But because of that, it's also harder for them to get like larger swaths of talent. But it's also more likely that a smaller studio is going to make it a point to make sure every individual is exactly who and what they need them to be. And if they're not, they're getting there. That is not insignificant. It is expensive as hell, though. For now, it's fine.
Spectre. Have you brought the package? Of course.
Now, one thing I have mentioned, I think, in the previous one of the previous episodes, when it comes to this, any store you stop at, you will want to check, because there's a good chance they've got new licenses, just like he has here. You always want them. They will be expensive. It will hurt, but that's just the way it is. You'll be better off getting them than anything. And since we docked, my quartermasters had time to pick up some new stuff.
Greetings.
What that is, well,
of course.
I have to see. Might need to head back and speak with Dr. Michelle on the Citadel. Cool, cool. I'm always for like restoration mods and whatnot. The thing I've always been bothered by when it comes to mods is like when it actually affects things like achievements. And it's not so much like I'm an achievement hunter or anything like that. It's just achievements are useful benchmarks to let you know what you might have actually done without actually realizing it.
How can I help?
I'd like to speak to Annaleus.
One moment, please. Mr. Annaleus?
Yes, what?
Commander Shepherd is asking to see you, sir.
Right, fine, come in.
So wait, hold up. No, there's no way. So then, yeah, I was right. So, yeah, no. They're in here. Where in the hell did she come from? That's what I'm saying. What kind of trip did she take? But you got a personal elevator at your desk or something? Because there's no way he lets you come through his office every time. There's no way. That would frustrate me to no end. All right.
You will excuse me if I don't stand. I have no time to entertain refugees from that urban blight called Earth.
Oh. Oh, it's like that. First off, why don't you ease up on my planet? Second off, you obviously all in my business.
I see you looked up my service record.
Only a fool enters negotiation without knowledge of the other party's tendencies. This greeting
Well
is a
said.
courtesy. I will only cooperate as required by the Executive Board. Businesses come here to avoid the second guessing of galactic law.
Once again, probe inspectors have just enough leeway here to be allowed. Lack of oversight,
Are
you
you
say.
telling me you have no safety protocols?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think a for-profit company would take no precautions against loss of life and material? Project leads have the final say here, not meddlesome politicians.
Okay, so how many people have gotten shot to keep secrets on this planet?
Do you do business with Saren?
Agent Saren, one of your Spectre compatriots? He is a major investor in Binary Helix Corporation, which is one of Noveria's backers.
Interesting. We've heard Binary Helix mentioned. Yeah, definitely a space racist. I think he might be a male Solarian, though.
I've heard an Asari matriarch is here. Venezia?
She arrived a few days ago, accompanied by a personal escort and some cargo. She's up at Peak 15.
Interesting. What
What
sort of
can you
cargo?
tell me about her cargo?
Large, heavy, and sealed. It passed weapons screening. Beyond that, it is not our concern.
So, if that woman was carrying alien anthrax, it is what it is, huh? Understood.
What do you mean, personal escort?
The phrase is self-explanatory. Bodyguards attending to the safety of her person, mainly Asari commandos.
You let Asari who can kill you with their brains run around, but give us flack about guns?
They followed all our regulations. I had no reason to forbid Lady Benezia from taking them.
To be fair, all Asari can kill you with their brains, but okay. I get where you're going with it, brother.
What brought her out here?
If I knew, I wouldn't be at liberty to say. She came here as Agent Saren's executor. She's here on business for Binary Helix. There were issues at Peak 15 that required Saren's attention.
Interesting.
I'd like to see her, immediately.
I'm afraid that you cannot. Peak 15 is a private facility in the Skadi Mountains. Regardless, there is a blizzard in the area. Shuttles are grounded and surface access has been cut off.
I'll go ahead and play this guy.
Surface access, you say?
Cut off, I said. The roads are not suitable for travel. Don't make an issue of this, Shepard.
Shepard, I am sure that there are other people here who could help us.
Back to my other questions.
Every minute of my time you waste costs the company 12 credits. I will keep a running tally.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell him anything about the smuggling.
I have no more questions at this time.
Good. I received a dozen urgent messages while you did it about.
Is that what happened? Indeed.
Mr. Annaleus isn't the only one with a pass to leave Henshan.
What are you doing?
You've never worked in the corporate world, have you, Commander? You can't bludgeon through bureaucracy.
That's why I didn't hit him in the face.
So it would seem. I need an alternative.
Talk to Lorik Keen. You should be able to find him at the hotel bar. Can't say more. Not within earshot of Mr. Annaleus.
Oh, I forgot she actually... This is why I didn't question her. I thought it was just the same questions that she gave us at the entrance. I forgot she has these. Good. The more things there are to do in the game, especially when it's not like unnecessarily like added like weird live service practices, but it's actually like proper live service practices. Oh yeah, bring it on. When it turns from work into like an actual passion project that you actually enjoy and you like to see the reactions on people's faces and in the comments, little ideas they might give you that can help you to refine and tweak your game as well as your skill. Oh yeah.
How large are the facilities here?
We have 17 research complexes built into the mountains. Each is a self-sufficient facility housing a staff of hundreds.
Impressive, honestly. Sounds like Umbrella moved planets. Wonder how many space zombies they've made.
You said I should talk to Laura Keene?
Mr. Ananias isn't the only one with a pass to leave Hanshan. Keene spends his days at the hotel since his office was closed.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, of course, especially with it being like a fairly small studio. They can only do so much at such a speed, and then they have to make sure what they do doesn't compromise the whole game, like beyond that. So yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Tell me about the companies that work on Noveria.
Over 250 high-tech firms rent our labs. Major shareholders include Elanis Risk Control Services, Binary Helix, and Synthetic Insights Limited.
Now, some of these companies we actually deal with ourselves in terms of our weapons and armor. I think Elanis Risk Control, we've gotten weapons based on them.
Your guards work for ERCS, don't they?
The executive board gets a discount on facility security. Elanis also develops lethal and non-lethal weapons.
Binary Helix. They work in genetics?
BH is a leader in genetics and biotechnology. They try to keep a low profile in the media. Much of their research is in biotic modifications. That angers many Luddite, organic baseline, and fundamentalist groups.
Luddite. I had to look this up. I was just wondering something. She said it angers many Luddite, organic baseline, and fundamentalist groups. It says a Luddite is a person opposed to new technology or ways of working. To an extent. I mean, I guess you would call the Amish Luddites, but oh, well, I don't know. I don't know what the Amish would do. But this actually, for what it looks like, they actually get like destructive when it comes to advanced technology. I can see them in their worry about body modification. I'm in the same way. I get we want enhancements, but as cold and crazy as it sounds, any enhancement we as a species want, get super strength, flight, all of that, we're not going to get it anytime soon unless some monkey wrench hits us. Something like that is going to take time. Literal time to like grow into, to earn, to evolve into, whatever term you want to use.
Haven't I seen Synthetic Insights in the news lately?
They're one of only 4 corporations licensed by the Citadel Council to develop artificial intelligence. They attract many protests. No agitators have ever breached our security. That's why they invest heavily here.
Our genetics need time to adapt to the changes that we already go through. And when those things start to creep in, our genetics need time to deal with the creeping in and all of that. Can't really afford to just jump the gun. So wait, hold on.
Have I seen Synthetic Insights in the news lately?
They're one of only 4 corporations licensed by the Citadel Council to develop artificial intelligence. They attract many protests. No agitators have ever breached our security. That's why they invest heavily here.
I've taken up enough of your time.
Not at all, Spectre.
Interesting.
This is my job, after all.
So the council is fine with AI research to an extent, which it would make sense that they would have to be, if for nothing else, than to make sure that they're learning how to solve the AI problem. There are sanctioned companies, but there's no way at least one of the counselors wouldn't be aware that those sanctioned companies deal with Noveria. Say, look here, you can take this research to Noveria. Just, you know, if anybody asks, we were never involved, and we're actually going to be planning a raid on your organization to prove it. Yeah, okay, I see what happened. I kept moving while hitting the button, so I progressed a little further into the elevator than usual. I always did like that. It's funny. Not really important. It's just a funny little quirk. You can end up in the elevators in different directions depending on what you do.
Excuse me. I need a moment of your time.
Why?
The male human at the hotel bar? He's a sales rep for Binary Helix. His name is Rafael Vargas. I need you to speak with him.
And you would be?
Do you know who I am?
Everyone here knows who you are, Dullstone. That makes you ideal for my job. You are a known quantity, or so Vargas will think. He will assume you are here to investigate his company's dirty laundry. That will distract him from my real intentions.
And they would be, and you can't do this, why?
He's right there. Why not talk to him yourself?
I wish I could. I already bungled this myself. He realized I was not a real buyer.
I don't know anything about Binary Helix. What would I talk to Vargas about?
I represent the Aramali City Council on Thessia. Our town is known for its biotic amp crafters.
What is your city's interest in Binary Helix? They do not manufacture amps.
Much of BH's work relates to biotics. There are rumors that the Noveria branch has flown in Asari biotics. Powerful ones. Commandos, to be specific. We want to assess any potential risk to Asari copyrights. You will present yourself as a buyer, on behalf of the Spectres or the Alliance. Discuss their military enhancement programs. Your real objective will be to distract him. I will give you a device that will crack into his personal wireless network. It will upload a variety of monitoring viruses. They will infiltrate Binary Helix when he logs onto their intranet.
Interesting. So, unless you've registered other Asari commandos coming in, you specifically speak about Matriarch Benezia's commandos, are correct? So if this is the case, knowing what we know, there is no proprietary knowledge of yours being stolen. So Binary Helix gets a leg up in terms of business. Therefore, I will not be helping you get a leg up on this Binary Helix individual, since nothing else is going on.
I'll think about it.
Let me know what you decide.
If there was something actually going on there, it'd be different.
I don't think I'm supposed to mention numbers. They'd only write them down on thin strip.
Full benefits, of course.
No, I'm sure the company takes care of its own. Full insurance, paid vacations, subsidized housing. After a year, I'd start getting stock options.
You hear about the resort then? At the equator? Bounce backing, diving, an accredited asset Eurofield?
If you like that sort of thing, I'd rather admire the view.
Okay. She's apparently more of a homebody type, and he's more of the energetic type. It's usually the opposite. Usually the opposite. Like, this is what kills me. Like, if memory serves, that's the bathroom. What this is, one of the, no, yeah, that's the bathroom we in here. Have the bathroom and sit down, but wait on others. Don't sit too long, though. You might be in trouble.
Afternoon. Sit down, have a drink. What can I do?
Did you see an Asari matriarch recently?
Yes, she caused quite a stir. It's not every day a matriarch arrives with a guard detail of commandos.
Don't know why it's odd.
Is it so unusual to see a matriarch?
They rarely venture beyond Asari space. To see such an esteemed figure is surprising. Lady Benezia was also dressed for her role. An Asari in a pinstriped suit set tongues wagging among the younger male employees, so to speak.
Young males have an unhealthy obsession with my species.
You say that, but what did he literally just say? Dressed for her role as matriarch. Stands to reason those matriarchs dressed to be not ignored. Don't get mad at... Hey, you'd be upset if we didn't have reactions.
Armed commandos were allowed on Noveria?
I don't know if they were disarmed. Of course, one can't confiscate biotic powers. Saren, and by extension, Venezia, is an important person. By that I mean an investor who might sell stock, if denied.
Gotta keep the investors happy. Now, if you're talking about unhealthy obsessions, well, unhealthy obsessions tend to do that to anybody. It's just the way that is. Any idea what she's here for?
You know why Venezia is here?
She claimed to be Saren's assistant, here to get a certain project back on track. I suspect she meant Peak 15.
Well, considering Binary Helix seems to only be dealing with Peak 15, at least for right now, that really surprised me.
I have a different question.
Humans are full of questions.
Alright, well.
I should write a book about it while I have the time to spare.
Yeah, you might actually get paid. I'm sure some other species would find it riveting.
Are you Lorik Keen? I've heard you might be able to help me.
You are the Spectre that just arrived, are you not? What can an old Turian like me possibly help you with?
Bro, at this point, if I'm asking if people know what's going on, I ain't been paying attention.
I'm trying to find a way into the garage. I have places to go.
You need a pass. How fortuitous.
Yeah. Is it?
I'm the manager of the local Synthetic Insights office. For the moment, at least. Mr. Analeus closed my office. He claims to be investigating reports of my corruption. The administrator is an interesting man. He's become quite wealthy since he took direct control of rents.
Is that what that is?
I sense a connection there.
Indeed. I acquired evidence of Analeus' actions. His hired goons are ransacking my office to find it. I suspect your goal lies outside this port. Mr. Analeus would be disinclined to let you wander.
Yes.
If you recover the evidence from my office, I will give you my garage pass, as well as a sum of credits.
Interesting.
Why didn't Analeus cancel your pass clearance?
Why should he? There's nothing outside but snow and hungry Nafak.
Oh, so he's stupid. Okay.
How did you get a pass?
I'm a manager. Most executives on Noveria are free to come and go as they will.
Oh yeah, he's stupid. You could just as easily store a bunch of stuff and like build yourself a, not necessarily like a home, but like a little shack out there. Maybe even a home, depending on how much territory you got. If they have labs capable of numbering at least so far up to 15. I don't remember. I think she might have said how many labs there actually are, but to the point where they're massive and house hundreds of staff each, stands to reason, yeah, there should be enough room for a house. But you could just as easily go out there, do something, come back with your evidence after you acquire it from your office, and then head off planet. He's not thinking. Makes you wonder if he's the type that thinks he'll ever get caught.
You have a plan?
I do. However, there is one other... What is that charming human expression? Fly in the lotion?
Ointment.
Violence against Mr. Analeus' thugs may be necessary. He has members of Hanshan's security team searching my offices. He's paying them under the table. Miss Matsuo is unaware of their outside employment.
As always, mercs. That's why my philosophy is never trust a merc.
I'll focus on trying to get your evidence. If I'm lucky, I won't have to fight anyone.
Excellent. Here is my pass into our offices. It will activate the elevator. The evidence is on my office computer. This OSD contains an encryption key to access it. Slide it into the drive and it will auto-execute. Oh, and do try to keep bloodstains off the carpets, would you?
You and I both know I'm not going to be able to keep bloodstains off the carpets. You literally just told me about corrupt guards. Come on, man. If they're corrupt on an ice planet, like, bruh. If ever there was a planet where you could go missing and your secrets would never be found.
I'm sorry. The hotel
is off limits to those without a corporate account.
I don't remember how you get there.
Don't hang up. Elder brother? It's me. I'm on Noveria now. I can't talk long. This call is costing 10 credits a minute.
Damn.
It's real time from the Traverse. Did you think it would be cheap? I need some information. There's an issue here with synthetic insights. The manager, Laura Keene, he got caught with his toes wet. The office is closed by Hanshin's administrator. I need you to see what you can find out about. Are you ready for his name? Ronadril Gon Swa Folsum Keratin Nar Yi Belanaleus. No,
okay.
The Hanshin administrator. Well, think about it. A Turian wouldn't risk getting his office closed. They don't compromise their team. That's drilled into the boot camp. I think the administrator is using this Keene fellow to draw flies from his own clutch. Of course I could look it up myself. But do you think I'm likely to get any unfiltered data through Noveria's own network? That, and it would take forever for any out-system search results to get back here. Thank you, Elder Brother. I have to go. Yes. I'll speak to you soon.
Smart. He suspects. See how long he lives with that. More than likely. That call was just listened to. So you better watch back there, guy. Don't remember what this is for. Okay. Well. I wonder if that was in case I didn't get Keene's card. Yeah, unless there's other commandos. Nah. And even if there are, you still want me to give you a leg up on this whole company because of one thing they may have stolen. You're asking for a lot. Let me go ahead and go back to the ship real quick. Get that object. That way I can just bring it. That Krogan that we came across in that area, that was the one we needed to give it to.
The managers warned us about you.
Ooh, I'm scared. No idea what I'll do. Do you think the planet that has no rules or inhibitions will be nice to me? There you are. Appears to be an experimental weapon mod. Bring it back to him at the store. Simple, but I always did like systems like that in perpetual fountains. Things were always kind of visually satisfying. Simple, which is exactly as they need to be. In case I change my mind about something.
Greetings, Spectre. Have you brought the package?
Yeah.
Here you are.
The Spectre has done a great service for this one. From the deepness of light, it thanks you. This one promised compensation for services rendered. It humbly suggests that a sum of 250 credits would be most appropriate.
It humbly fails to realize I can get locked up and shot, and not necessarily in that order, on this planet.
Would you have had any chance of getting this past customs without me? You can be a bit more generous.
The other's words possess the discomforting ring of truth. This one could raise the sum to 500 credits. That is half this one's profit taken by the other. It can offer no more.
I actually thought you were getting a lot more and was trying to lowball me. I mean, you kind of were, but not entirely. But sure, I'll take that.
That's thoughtful of you.
This one is glad to have come to an agreement.
Oh, it's alright, man. I mean, thank you for being in there. You don't need to say something every few seconds if you don't want to, though. I mean, hey, I'm all for conversation. But, yeah, just kick it if you want to. Kick it, watch, enjoy. When you got stuff you need to handle, you got stuff you need to handle. It's just the way it is. Advanced barrier. An advanced war. Nope, unlocks throw, huh? Interesting. Sure, we'll go with that. Thought I had throw on Rex. Apparently not. Advanced throw. Advanced first aid. Those are not insignificant recharge times for first aid, boy. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I've been hearing about little things in terms of Baldur's Gate being extremely not safe for work. That's one of them. If you're going into that game, whoever's around, you need to know, like, y'all gonna see me doing some things and some stuff, and I don't want to hear no conversations about it afterwards. Like, this is gonna be awkward enough to have y'all watch anyway. Oh yeah, I figured you were talking about Baldur's Gate. There's little things I keep like coming across that I keep trying to avoid in terms of Baldur's Gate, but it's hard.
Freeze! Hanshan security. This office is
so many people keep posting things. Interesting.
What are you doing in these offices?
The administrator's orders. Laura Keene is under investigation.
Interesting.
Ananias is paying you to shake this place down. Does Captain Matsuo know you're here?
Hey, I'm not the one who wants Keene. Ananias has a Varen up his ass about this guy. How about this? You pretend you didn't see us, we'll pretend we didn't see you.
It's translation. You caught us slipping. We have no desire to get shot. Under normal circumstances, we do the shooting, but since we're in this position, how about we just let things be, huh? Alright. Nothing like a first pistol. My fave. Not really. Oh, really? Ah, I miss my incendiary rounds. Nothing like them. And I guess ain't nothing like Rex and his toxicity. So it's not stated as a warning, so they haven't like actually okay, interesting. They haven't actually like set up little things to make it seem less like it's not outright nudity. Makes sense. Rail extension. Oh, we're starting to get them things. Okay. You know what? Yeah, Rex, you can have that rail extension. Well, actually, hold on. That is not a good example. So he's gonna get about 2 shots with his before it overheats. We'll see, Rex. We'll see. There we go. Energized weave. I thought that's what it was. Shield recovery and hardening. Nice. Use that at another point. Actually, I think that room might have been what we unlocked when we used that. Hate that system. Let's go. Do not get hit by that grenade. They switched it up in the remaster, so whenever you hit the button that you would normally hit to holster your weapon, now throws your explosives, and the button you hit to throw your explosives now holsters your weapon. Honestly, I kind of wish they'd have had it that way from the beginning. It's very confusing. And we've got Lord Keen's evidence. Sure. Do you think? Hey, it's you.
I don't think you're supposed to be in here, Shepard.
You have me at a disadvantage, miss.
Oh, now you're gonna show some respect?
I did from the start.
I'm Sergeant Sterling, Ilanis Risk Control Services. Annaleus would throw you off-world for what you did here. I won't. You know what we did to cop killers on my world?
You're breaking the
Fed
law
them.
for bribe money. You know what we do to dirty cops on my world?
Funnily enough, I think they actually eat 30 cops on his world.
I have a mission to complete. I did what I had to.
Oh, Sniper off rip is trying to play this game. Trying to be disrespectful with it too. Alright. Nope. Alright. Oh, well. Okay, don't know what's up with that. Yes, you were dumb. Might seem a little odd when y'all see me do certain things like that, just because why not have my Krogan rush the team? He is Krogan. Uh-oh. Target acquired. Barriers up. Sounds like Liara used her singularity in the wrong place. You get used to that sound effect. What? Okay. Alright. Polonium and proton rounds. Okay. Alright, we got ourselves some more gear. Okay. Oh, yes, sir. Ablative coating and medical interface marked for medical interface. That is one of the best ones you can get. 2.3 healing and 30% toxic resistance. 2.3 healing per second versus 1.5. I'll take every single drop. Okay. Oh, this has been a real good run in here. Top notch, top notch. Hold up. Hurricane. Apparently, I didn't know what I was talking about. This shotgun is the thumper. Yeah, Rex, you ain't got nothing to complain about, bro. I'll actually give you mine just for the simple fact of it being stronger. It don't hit as fire as fast, but it is what it is, bro. I'll take a speed shotgun, at least for right now. It is what it is, my Krogan. Uh-oh. Chemical to polonium rounds. 35% to 40. Yeah. Proton rounds. Hammerhead. Oh shit. Well, that's fine. Let that be the force save. Sorry about that.
Commander, there have been reports
Jesus,
of noise from the Synthetic Insights office. Would you know anything about it?
No idea.
Probably Ananias' thugs ripping the place apart.
Smartass, huh? That's fine. I can work with that. Meet me at the hotel for a drink before you talk to Keen. I'll be waiting.
Interesting. Alright. Let's do this then.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Parasini, Noveria Internal Affairs.
Why is an internal affairs agent here?
The executive board knows about Ananias' corruption. I've been undercover for 6 months. I want you to convince Keen to testify before the board. With his evidence, this planet can run profitably again.
Really? What do you do specifically other than IA?
You work for Ananias. Can't you just take his records?
He's a crook, not a moron. He doesn't keep logs on his computer saying, this month I stole 3 million credits.
Well,
Keen's testimony and records are everything I need to prove Ananias' guilt in one package.
To be valid, you would think he would leave a paper trail with you, being that you are his secretary. You would think he would want to sew up that problem, but it makes sense that there would be something. Hence me asking.
Why don't you ask Keen directly?
I'm Ananias' secretary. You'd think he'd believe me? That he'd meet me in some dark alley with his evidence?
Now that one, I will completely grant.
I thought corruption was the rule on Noveria.
The rule is, don't rock the boat. Self-interest is tolerated if it doesn't interfere with business. Ananias is driving customers away.
Okay. So nothing wrong with you shitting in the pot so long as shit don't get on other people's plates. Understood. Hey, that pot is for vegetables. For everybody else. For you, nah. You know what? I need his pass.
I need Keen's garage pass to complete my mission.
You help my investigation, I'll provide whatever you need. Favor for a favor.
In the long run, it is better to remove the source of the problem.
Look, Shepard, I don't like this either. You Spectres play fast and loose with the law. That's bad for business.
Usually is. So what do you know about Peak 15's situation?
What's happening up on Peak 15?
Before the weather closed in, Hanshan received a Code Omega signal from him. Code Omega means a terminal breach of safety protocols. No one goes up until the crew sends an all clear.
And that's all y'all know.
That doesn't tell me much.
That's all I've got. No one knows what's going on up there.
So it might not necessarily be all that's known, but that's all she's got. And if there is no all clear?
If the crew never sends an all clear?
The executive board votes whether or not to destroy the facility. One antimatter warhead from the battle stations vaporizes all contaminants.
Battle stations? Interesting.
How can I get to Peak 15?
The shuttles are down, so you'd have to drive up. If you get Keen to testify, I'll get you into the garage.
Okay.
Do you know why the matriarch is here?
Something to do with Peak 15. She arrived after we received their Code Omega, the automated warning of a containment breach. She came with an escort of Asari commandos. They took the last shuttle up to Peak 15 with a load of crates.
Yeah, alright. Any idea what was in
You know
them?
what you had in the crates?
No idea. The commandos wouldn't let anyone near them. They seemed heavy though.
Okay. Alright, I'll help you, Parasite.
Alright, I'll talk to Keen and see if I can convince him.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. You know where I work. Come talk to me once you know if he'll play ball.
Won't lie, I've never seen that combination of name put together before Mass Effect. I actually do like it. I don't really get stuck on names, but that actually is an attractive set of names.
Always a pleasure, Spectre. Any news on that matter I asked you to look into?
Yeah.
I
What?
finished the job, but an internal affairs investigator contacted me. She wants you to testify against Analaeus.
Now that you have my property, you want to dictate how I use it. I have no interest in a public spectacle.
No desire to dictate how you use it, merely a request.
Everyone on this station is chafing under Analaeus' extortion. You might end up a hero.
My employers rely on the goodwill of the executive board to work here.
If these executives don't blame Analaeus for provoking this, they're fools. You should eat them.
All right. It is obvious that I cannot dissuade you. Very well. I will testify. Make whatever arrangements you need with your contact. I will wait here.
I love Krogan. They're fools. You should eat them. Jesus Christ, man. What's bad is you know he ain't lying either. That would be an interesting thing to consider. Excuse me. Arguing with people who will eat you while still considering you to be people. That is... I know this much, you're gonna have to kill me. Cause I ain't having it. You gonna have to kill me. Don't try and turn me into somebody's brisket. You got me messed up. Alright, Parasini.
Spectre, have you given any more consideration to my offer?
It took some persuasion, but Keen has agreed to testify.
That's a world of stress off my back. I'll take the evidence for safe transport. I didn't think you'd help me, being a Spectre and all. I guess some of you can be alright.
It's interesting. You seem to make quite a few assumptions about Spectres, despite the fact of, I guess, potentially only having dealt with two, maybe even just one being me. I'm not gonna ask about the garage. I suspect she'll be useful in that regard. The way she comes off, she don't really like to play fast and loose in any way, shape, or form, and lowballing the person that actually did help you. Yeah.
Doesn't this help you? You don't
Not
seem
really.
particularly happy.
I'm
She
ecstatic,
got work to do
but
now.
right now, I just feel like a long day of work is ending. While you were working on Keen, I got you a garage pass. Be careful up there. I have an arrest to make. Wish I had time to change into something easy to move in. I hate skirts.
This is an outrage.
Really?
I'll see that you never work in this sector again.
Yeah, get a move on.
You, Shepard! I demand you place this bitch under arrest.
You have the right to remain silent. I wish to God you'd exercise it. See you around the galaxy, Commander. I owe you a beer.
Why is it that it's always women who hate skirts who tend to look the best in them? Jesus Christ. Little side note, if you deal with Analaeus, you can now come over here and steal his stuff. Ugh. Distraction. Oh, right. I can do it again. You know, I wonder if that was always the case. You should have been able to do it again all the time, but if you so chose, you would just speed hack it and solve the problem with the Omni Gel. Sorry about that. Okay. Stop.
I heard the administrator's been arrested. Any chance you had something to do with that?
Odd question. Why?
Why do you ask?
Credit where it's due. There's a lot of corruption here. Maybe this will rein it in a bit. So what can I do for you today?
So you're one of those people who don't get into Noveria's corruption, are you? Or one of those people who gets into it just enough?
You seem like you have an ear to the ground. What's happening around here?
There's
he does
problems
give that
up
sense.
on Peak 15. Synthetics Insights was shut down by Analeus, and the matriarch came through.
It's interesting. Excuse me. Other than the attractiveness, a matriarch coming through seems to be such a noteworthy thing. I wonder if that's the way it is around the galaxy at large, or if it's just because these people are so kind of out of the way kind of thing. You don't come to this planet unless you're doing things you wouldn't normally do on other planets.
Do you know where that matriarch is now?
You looking for her? She took a shuttle to Peak 15 before we lost contact.
Sorry about that. Okay.
What sort of problems are there at Peak 15?
Don't know. There's a blizzard up there, but we've had those before. Never cut the satellite uplinks before. 15's always had a lousy reputation. Nobody talks about what they do there. And everyone sent up comes back a little quieter.
Interesting. Wonder if Saren has always had his hand in Peak 15, or if it was something always based on these Reapers. Or something else.
What do you do here?
I'm the chief mechanic for Hanshan. Just call me Lee. Humans have a problem saying my full name. Got a team of 12 under me, keeping the shuttles coming and going.
Well, your name is Lily Hirax. Like it did that sound like some sort of like mucus medication or something. I mean, you could just have people call you Lily.
What was that about Synthetic Insights?
Analeus had shut down SI. Looks like he was trying to blackmail them. It happens often enough. He got caught this time, though. Looks like the executive board is going to feed him to the Nathak.
And they may legitimately do that. That's what I'm saying. This planet seems that way to me. There's probably an outright designated area where most people don't know about. And the only reason that you do know about it is because you're known for making people go missing there.
I have to go.
You need anything? I'll be here.
This don't seem like one of them planets where they have your back.
Access to the garage is restricted.
It's alright. I've got a pass.
I have authorization. Excuse me.
Yes, that's genuine. Drive safely. The weather's supposed to be pretty bad out in the Alutsk Valley.
Yeah, that look on your face, I guess. Interesting.
So that's what the Asari had in the crates.
Oh shit. Okay. I wonder if I can still okay, not what I'm looking for. I don't know if I can anymore. Irritating. Wait a minute, wait a minute. No, I guess not. You used to be able to. You used to be able to get into this and use it. Couldn't move, but you used to be able to do that.
Where are these things? Fan out and secure the area. No one gets in or out.
I kinda wanna leave.
What did you do here, Commander?
I didn't die. That's what I did here.
Me? I'm the victim here. The Geth attacked us.
Geth, you expect me to... Where did they come from?
The Asari bitch came with a bunch of cargo. They were probably packed in those.
I don't believe that. We did thorough scans of those. There were no power sources, no element zero masses. If Benezia-sama's containers were packed with these things, there are many more out there.
Interesting. I should have knew her name. Her character was Asian, being that her name was Matsuo. Maiko Matsuo. But then she tossed out the Sama. What would that be? Japanese? Could be wrong. Interesting though. How many more?
I need numbers, Captain. A dozen? 100?
Dozens at least. They're machines. You could pack them tightly.
Yep.
I must report to the executive board. If word gets out about loose Geth, there may be an investor panic.
There also might be a panic based on, you know, that desire not to die. Do you have the forces to deal with Geth? Yeah, I think they got rid of it. That's too bad. Because if memory serves, this thing used to have a gun and all of that. You wouldn't always use it, but you could. I think I did once or twice. Okay. No more loot. Medical interface 4, baby. Liara. We're getting things and stuff now, baby girl. We're getting things and stuff. Stuff's happening. Things are going places. People are dying that have never died before. Alright. Welcome to Noveria's surface, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy how warm Port Hanshin actually is, and then you step outside, like warm visually, and you step outside. Well, I say it's warm visually, it's really not. It's a little excessively open. Like, why would I want, like, honestly, as much as I like those fountains, why would I want to roam around a facility full of fountains and all of that on an ice planet? Unless those fountains are actually, like, filtered good water that I can just pluck and drink. Why would I want to do that? At that point, I'm just frustrating myself. If I want to see running water, I'll leave the planet, honestly. Or I'll go to my bedroom or something. Oh, well, Ashley's got some new armor. Woo! What you got for me? Standard pistol too, yes sir. I do too, Rex. I do too. Okay. I'm gonna ask why that missed. I don't remember if that was always there or not. These vehicles that were destroyed, they were probably on their way to Peak 15 too, to do the normal job that they were supposed to do working on Peak 15, but were killed by the Geth. Probably had orders by Saren to keep anybody and everybody out, even people who worked up here. If you were supposed to be up here, you'd already be up here. Yeah, the girl. Wait, what? Thought I was still getting shot at. New biotic amp and some assault rifles. Pistols and a sniper. And more proton rounds, okay. You know what? I'll give that to Rex instead. Yeah. More than likely get a better sniper as we go. All right. Just hold the L there, guy. I guess in this case, just hold the L there, Geth. You know, I wonder if I can find it. Because there's something I want to show. It's not here. Yeah, here it is. Okay. That thing I mentioned earlier about some of the things you do that you unlock in games like Fallout, where you'll get like extra skills that make it to where you're better able to maintain like hydration and whatnot. Well, this is the same kind of thing, right? You unlock abilities from using them as like a character. So playing as a character that has biotic lift, I can now choose other classes that don't and have them use this as a special skill. But with that also comes things like, where are you? Here we go. Soldier ally. Complete 5 missions with the Alliance Soldier Squad member and rewards a damage reduction by 10%. Now these are constant, which means any character I've already got or any character I make carries all these bonuses. Regenerate 1 health per second because of Rex. Dampen and overload. Recharge time improved by 10%. Sabotage AI hacking recharged by 10%. So on and so forth. And there are quite a few of these throughout all 3 of the games. Little things like that. I love little things like that. About at the end of the episode, I figure I'll get us up to peak 15 and check out a couple of codices. Then we'll call it an episode, folks. It's a shame they retired the Mako in later games. I mean, you didn't really have a need for it. And then in Mass Effect Andromeda, you don't have one, but... Well, you did kind of have a need for it in the second game. Second game? Yes. But not so much in the third one. But even then, it's pain. The Mako was cherry. Like I said, like a bull that can climb and climb for days. Oh, hey, now slow it down. We don't need to go flying off the side. I don't think the Mako can handle a drop like that. I suspect there are quite a few limits to its cartoonish nature. It was designed to have extreme shock absorbers, but you don't really want to just be playing with that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if after every like heavy drop from your ship, the Mako or Makos in general go through like a repair process. It would fit entirely. Oh, yeah. It's already on the way. Oh, okay. Must be ground forces. Forgot to level up. Max Spectre training. Unity, Master Unity further increases the amount of health and shields restored upon by Unity by 50% health and 100% shields instead of 40% health and 75% shields. I'll take it all. Add to Barry or something. It's been a while. Advanced immunity for Rex. Improves health damage reduction. Health damage by 85% reduction versus 75% reduction. Recharge time and duration stays the same across all levels for that though, unfortunately. Advanced first aid. Another level to another level to singularity. Damn.
My shields.
It immediately cut through my defenses. Damn. This pistol is slow thumb. I'm all for it. Let's go. Energy. Let's go.
I cannot.
Apparently. Understood. What the fuck? You know what? Whatever, Liara. Whatever.
User alert. All Peak 15 facilities have suffered a great deal of damage. Biohazard materials present throughout facility. Virtual intelligence user interface offline.
We will need to get the reactors back online.
Rex, what are you doing? What the hell? Really, Rex? Oh, boy. I wanted to see what he would do. Let's go. I don't think they ported this properly. I really don't. I've noticed the AI in this one is much less like responsive to the things I tell it to do. Well, folks, it's gonna be the end of episode 8 of Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. If you folks like what you see and want to see more of me, give me a like, follow, or subscribe here on YouTube or both. Drop a comment. Check out some of the other playlists. Share around some of the other playlists. Follow the links to my Twitch to get to my YouTube. Follow the links to my YouTube to get to my Twitch. And wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And God bless you. Catch you in the next episode.